Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves Scrap, and I'm coming to you from the land down under. Today I'm working on an off the board project with pineapple papers, and this is happening all month long. Today's a Monday, so it's a mood board challenge, and this is the mood board I have chosen to work with. And as you can see, it is reflected in the colours of my layout, and these photos were taken at Glow in May this year. So I have my two photos, which are at the reflection pool in the zoo. My daughter is standing there, and you can see how the lights are reflected on the water, and I just like how that all looks so tranquil. And as a result, I'm going to use these carp, actually they're not carp, they're koi. And I've got these flower papers which I'm putting together, and these all reflect the colours from my mood board and the photos so that they blend beautifully and come together as one. So I'm going to put the two florals to the side, and I'm going to start with my base, and this is the one that I'm using for my base. I'm cutting off the excess because I'm going to use this on my base, and then I'm going to build a 1-inch frame from my cardstock, which I also use to do my die cutting and my photo mounting. And I use the cardstock just to give that extra support to the layout. I'm going to start by tearing out this piece here. I'm tearing it on both sides. People use rulers. I'm just tearing it towards me so it has that white edge effect. Doing it by sight. I'm not measuring it correctly. I'm just having a go and tearing. That was one of the hardest things I ever learnt to do when I was beginning scrapping, was to tear paper. Oh my goodness, how could you tear paper? But now I like the effect, and I do it quite regularly. I've used this panel here in behind, and at first it's like, is it the right paper to go in with the layout? But I actually need those orange flowers for my clusters, and I think once it all comes together, it actually does fit in nicely. I'm inking the edges up with Victorian Velvet Distress ink using my Dauber. I haven't moved over to the brushes. I do own them. I'm not actually totally fussed with them, but that's just a personal preference. So I'm just going to lay these down across my page. There's nothing really that spectacular in the laying here. I'm just giving texture by tearing, and that's like to emulate the softness or the underlay of the clouds and the fluffiness of the clouds that were in my mood board. Once again, as I said, the colours are reflected from the mood board, and I'm just placing my photos. And another thing that I don't normally do, but I have done for this one, is I've mounted my photos with that orange paper with the white daisies and the purple centres. I've used those to mount my photos as well as the cardstock. So that's something different that I don't normally do, and I actually like the effect that it has done. I pulled a piece from underneath the torn papers to bring it to the front. So now I have a piece of the base at the front, and it's tying it all together. And you can see that the lines from the fence line reflected in the pool and along the fence line there are reflected in the papers. So that's how the papers complement the photos, and that's how it all just blends smoothly. I've got this cross-hatching die from Kaisercraft, which I use to cut here, and I have a dictionary page which has the word evening explained on it, and I chose that one because it was the evening. It hadn't actually turned totally nighttime yet, but it was still just evening, and that's why all the lights and the colours are there reflected in that pool. So I've got a tab which I'm going to use to put the title on, and I've added it to the top of the photo instead of the side of the photo. And I have these little tiny film strips left over from some project that I had laying on my desk, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to use these to build this cluster today. And I had enough to make 3 because I needed the 3 clusters, and I've used the cross-hatching die to be my anchor point. And I have fussy cut out those orange flowers, as I said, and I've also got the koi from my Scrapbook Fantasies leftovers of the Tranquility range, and that's to tie in with the tranquility of the pool and also the good luck of the koi. So I am just building up these clusters, and whatever I put in one, I'm putting in the other, and I'm just balancing them out. So I have flower clusters there, and I've got these tiny little dragonflies that I cut out on my die cutting, and they are really important little elements that bring in that little snippet of colour that is in the photos. So here I'm adding some gold stickles just to add a little bit of bling to the page and give it a little bit of a lift, and that also bogs out those clusters. And it ties in with my gold lettering, which I'm used to put as the title below. So that is how that is coming across, and I'm really sorry about my phone going off a little while ago. I don't know who it was, wasn't really important. And there's my title. So you can see my clusters have the same elements, the fish, the dragonfly and the gold glitter with that cross hatching as the anchor points. I have two little extra dragonflies tying those two snippets together as my title. And that's my layout for today with my mood board inspiration for off the page or off the pin board on Pinterest. And you can see how that looks so effective, and at first you wouldn't have thought those papers would blend and make this layout harmonious, but it does come together. There's a playlist in my description box below of all the people who are playing along with Off the Board. If you like anything that you see, please feel free to copy, to comment about. I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves Scrap, coming from you from the land down under. Please give me a thumbs up. I can hardly talk today. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked anything. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to find out when the next one is coming. I really do love when you give me feedback in the comments. I will get back to you, I promise. You can find me under all my socials on Kathy Loves to Scrap, especially Instagram, where all my layouts end up, even those without video. Another family page done. Thanks for watching. Happy scrapping. Until next time.